my group last time, and until I mentioned it at the end of session, they went, "Oh no, I never thought about that." I was like, "Yeah,
like, oh yeah, this free bread,
the free bread she's given all of these people
with no repercussions,
none at all. One of which was the cleric dragging her around the city to take it to poor people."
Oh, when has accepting a gift from a fae ever turned out to be a bad idea?
She's like the fae that wishes she wasn't one, so it's this whole like she has the ability to call upon things like that but doesn't because her dad was a piece of shit. So she's last session was Kisser's daddy's issues in front of the whole group.
Oh no.
It was very I loved it. It was hilarious to me. I love dropping that kind of stuff because I ended up, one of the characters met her brother and was like, "Oh yeah, I met your brother," and she's like, "Excuse me, what?" And they like had no thought process that Kithra had never mentioned having siblings or anyone in her family other than her mother and father.
Oh, surprise!
So she flipped out. And everybody's like, "Oh, you know, she hadn't talked about them before. Maybe we should have broke that news a little more." "Oh, she just disappeared. Where did she go? Oh, she plane shifted to go yell at her father. This will go fine."
Ah, yes, the classic, you know, I gotta go talk to dad plane shifts.
Yes. And then because he's like way more powerful than her, he just plane shifted one of them to be like, "Yes, I made a deal with your friend. I'm not being an asshole, I promise. I'm changing my ways. And oh, here's the rest of your friends."
I like how
so they all got dragged into it.
Grounding your daughter and sending her to, like, say, her room, you just send her to another plane of existence.
Yes, yes.
Hi,
Unfortunately
Tabby.
for him, she's learned how to plane shift too, so it's...
This complicates things.
He can't send her to her room like that anymore. But I have this whole... Here, I have this whole Pinterest of these, like, goofy... Some of which are home brewed and some of which are these like food type animals or like the avocado or gato.
Avocado.
Yes.
I love it.
Just in case like my DM wanted to use one of these stupid little things.
Just a little green creamy cat.
Yes.
Well, a little avocado. Wait, how do you make the does he evolve into Guacameowle?
Guacameowle?
I just had to, like, fucking riff that. I was like, oh god, how can I make guacamole and cat joke?
Mighty Meow and Sweet Seeds, according to this. But it's just, like, the same hit points and abilities as, like, a little familiar.
Sweet Seeds sounds like something that a grain farmer would use as an expletive.
I love the avocado.
No,
avocado.
Seeds, not this again.
Yes. I would pronounce it avocado, yeah.
It just flows better.
It's better, yeah.
Those are adorable, holy crap. The dragon's fruit.
And then I have, I found this ring of splat that's a pie ring that you can conjure a ghost pie and smash it into people's faces. I don't have it yet, but I gave it to him as an option. Right now, I think my pan was something punny named after Emerald Lagasse. That was just very, I can't remember. He had to adjust it so I could actually hit things, because the Fae builds does not really have much in the way of melee. So he had to be like, I'm gonna buff this so you will actually hit things instead of continuing to miss them with your pan constantly.
Right. Well, that's nice of them.
I only have that buff when I'm using the pan. Any other time, I do not have the ability to hit things very well at all.
I love the concept of your cooking artificer. It's great.
It's a lot of fun.
In cookie updates, the strawberry milk is very good. The chocolate sprinkles is mid.
Chocolate sprinkles is mid. Okay.
Wow.
I'm interested in hearing the take on the apple. The apple cider. Because I have not ordered yet this week, and it's probably, for me, going to be 2 s'mores and then whatever two you guys think are really good. But don't troll me and say apple cider is good.
I really like the strawberry milk.
Do you like apple muffins at all?
I don't. I just don't like. I don't eat apple pie or cooked apples really in any form.
Then you probably won't like this. It's very much like an apple muffin if it were a cookie.
I'm more of a lemon
grab
poppy
lemon,
seed.
lend my opinion to this as well.
Good. These are the trusted, non-paid opinions that I appreciate, but we can all share in the joy because we're all in the end just eating cookies.
Here's the really funny one I found, which is a very tiny fae that's a brownie.
A brownie? Okay. Yes.
I feel like there is a cheese one somewhere that I found now, and I can't remember.
Brownie.
Squirrel. Where the hell is it? I don't know.
On your dessert. I love these. Cute.
There is a cheese one somewhere. Oh, there it is. Cheese elemental.
Cheese. Show me the cheese elemental.
Posting.
Cheese large elemental, neutral. Living cheese, weak to cold. Fondue pot of cheese elementals. I love this. Oh god, now I want cone of cheese. He's immune to poison. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that the cheese only speaks primordial. That's interesting. But why is he susceptible to cold? You would think the cheese melts under fire.
Because it can't move if it's cold. My thought.
Oh, so he's not gooey cheese?
It's like a gooey cheese. If it gets too cold, it can't keep attacking. Where if it's warm, you know.
I feel like all of this comes from some alternate version of the game called "They're Dungeons and Dragons," don't you know?
The Wisconsin version.
Also, the apple one tastes like an apple crumble, which means I really like it, but you probably won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad it is good for someone who likes baked apples. I like the smell of like apples and cinnamon, like boiling that on the stove at like Christmas time, making one of those, smelly pots, whatever the fuck they're called. Where you just boil stuff for a while and it just fills the house with good smell.
I found a terrifying one.
Yeah, but it's like a simmer pot or something. I forgot the term.
Would you like a taco supreme? It's lawful evil for some reason. It has acid breath, gooey cheese-like substance, fire sauce, font of sour cream is one of its legendary.
Truly Drew's worst nemesis. Font of sour cream.
Greasy as hell. It's a meat product.
I like how it's taco supreme. Like, where's the taco exarch?
I don't know.
Okay. Before I make a food like related one shot.
I was gonna say, when are we gonna have Paprika's dungeon crawl? Jesus.
Right?
Yes.
I'm quietly just right clicking and saving these for
oh yeah.
Paprika Kettle Black, your local goblin chef, has created horrible living foods on accident. Please help her.
This was also like a list of things that could be artificery gone wrong that I wanted him to have in case I started making something and it went really awful that it just turned into one of these bosses.
My favorite I think is the cheese elemental. The cone of cheese is fantastic.
And some of them are a little too weird and too goofy, but
great. All right, everybody.
Re-homebrew it.
It is called a simmer pot. Okay. I have been corrected in chat. All right, everybody.
Yay, we have enough people watching to correct us in chat. Listening to us to talk about bullshit.
Like, those pots where you boil something and it fills the whole house with the good smell. Which I will probably end up doing this season anyway. It's almost time for spooky season.
Yes.
Unless you all start celebrating in September. I personally am a start of October person.
Yeah, it's still too warm here to really feel I'm eating soup right now because I don't feel good, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I also have a sick husband at home
Yeah.
who I believe has COVID and who I'm avoiding.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't want to live like it. But yeah, it's 95 degrees here today, right now. So I feel you. It is not cool enough to be spooky yet.
When you live in the south or on the west coast, fall starts just a little bit later. But I think you can decorate and have like any of that soon.
I'll put out some pumpkins. All right, everybody, let's get crack-a-lackin', shall we? Let's do a little previously on Arctis, and we'll get going. A lot of things happened last session, but let's see. God, where do we start with everything? This is the first time I have just totally blanked out on a recap. Aside from the ending where Grebella, you discovered your cave was completely devoid of kobolds.
We did the ritual to find
did the ritual.
Narcissa's other phylactery.
Yes.
That is correct.
Which was what again? It was...
You had a vision that it was, sorry, hold on. Let me double check my notes to remind you what I have told you all. 1 second. Yes. The ritual to find, with legend lore, to find Narcissa's phylactery did lead you to having a vision where you saw an undead mermaid with a kraken lower half plucking something out of a water and taking it to an underwater sanctuary encapsulated by a bubble. And judging by, well, let's see, where that might have been, you have a somewhat good idea of where this underwater phylactery storage may be. However, there's one problem. It is underwater. And although 2 of you don't necessarily need to breathe, 1 of you does. So that might be a problem you may need to resolve beforehand. Things at the church are going swimmingly. And, oh wait, hold on, Grebella, I'm gonna have to mute your typing.
Oh, sorry. I will mute myself.
Oh, good. I get distracted easily, my bad. When you visited the church and performed the ritual, you discovered that there were a lot of Maginox residents there, eagerly checking out the new digs, and the floor of the church was covered with pallets in order to obscure the gaping hole in the floor. Azrael's spiders were cleverly holed up in the warehouse behind the church, making sure that none of the Maginox residents were eaten in the process. The things at the church are going swimmingly.
We also fixed Grebella's face at the church.
That is absolutely true.
I do, in fact, have a face again, technically.
And you still have a badass dragon mask. Also, Kozlo has received a hat, finally, and that his previous debt with one of his previous connections that he may have exploded a ship or two, Lena discovered that his debtor was already dead, and still gifted Kozlo a fine hat. Lena did not expand on this, but merely said that the favor was repaid. The complications of that have yet to arise. We'll save that for another day. Things at Kozlo's den, however, are going quite well, and Kozlo, Grebella, and Azrael have made fast friends down at the docks, saving the merchants of the Merchants Guild from a vampire attack. Kozlo and Grebella, using their trustworthy, and I use air quotes there, gang, fended off the vampirates who were remnants from the former House Vicadus, who had taken to the seas and were pillaging any ships that may have left Maginox that they were still aware of. The merchants were extremely thankful for your bravery, and now see you all in a very different light. However, when Grebella returned to her kobold cave, she had discovered that her kobolds were missing. A few still remained there, the undead remnants that Azrael had brought back to life, as well as the vampire kobold, and HR. But your living kobolds were not there. However, a singular white kobold seemed out of place, and after some interrogation, dying, and then being brought back to life, because I do believe Kozlo hit him in the back of the head with a firebolt.
Yes.
He
was talking shit.
He was talking a lot of shit. The sassy white kobold had come back with a message, and the message was from an old friend, quote unquote, and that the kobolds were gone, and Tuugum sent his regards. I don't blame Kozlo one bit for firebolting the kobold in the back of the head, but you did manage to, I believe you healed him with a potion?
No. He was not worth a potion. Azrael just spared the dying.
I think you got
Oh, you just
spell,
spare the
yeah.
dying? Okay. That's right.
Which Azrael is warned that we can't do so much of that.
No. That's different. That's revivify. I can spare the dying as much as you guys want. They just remain conscious and probably have internal brain trauma.
Yeah.
Now, as you all are aware, the presence of dragons in the area tends to attract the presence of kobolds to the area. And Grebella, being one of the only draconic presences near Maginox, now with the death of the red dragon underneath Vacaris, the kobolds of the area were sure to gather at her presence. But now, another dragon has landed in Maginox, searching for a home, and whether the kobolds have gone of their own accord or by 6-6 decree has yet to be seen. You all also just for the remaining things that you need to do, there's a lich skull in your pocket. I just want to post that meme again where it's like Grebella's horde and then the lich threatening to save the world who's underwater and, a skeleton. It's like all the plot points we're dealing with. So the Maginox docks are safe and you've gotten the approval of the Merchants Guild. Grebella's horde has been untouched, but her kobolds are gone. Narcissa remains a persistent pain in the ass, but has been quiet after the encounter with the Blood Hag. And tensions underneath Maginox are beginning to grow as Vacaris and the earth elementals of the area are finally beginning to clash and notice the absence of leadership. The exact details of all of this political stress you have not dug into yet, but you know that Vacaris is a very unstable place. Many of their people having been destroyed by a red dragon rampage some time ago. Excuse me. The last thing is that you have an upcoming lunch planned that you can call upon Catherine to schedule it for you, with a certain future king of Maginox. And I am very curious as to what you decide to beseech the young future king for. And I hope you all decide just exactly what you want to talk to him about. But all of these things, you can decide which one you feel is the most important to do first. Either you can search out your kobolds and find out what has gone on with them, You can plan your lunch with Eris Lunesti. And you could potentially gain information about the former liches of Maginox from Eris's mother, who is a long-lived dream vampire. Let us start, once again, at Grebella's lair. As you are talking to Ik, the white kobold, who seems to be sassing you. Let's see. Sassing and taunting you, regardless of receiving the firebolt to the back of the head or not.
I'm sure he should be unconscious.
But he's stable.
Azrael did not put that much spell, or not many spell points into him.
Fair.
Spell levels, whatever. Whatever D&D is.
Whatever. One moment, please. The warm confines of Grebella's red kobold cave is a welcoming sight, but alas, it is surprisingly bereft of kobolds. Your friend Kaz, the fire tender. The only kobolds that remain are the ones that don't have any skin left. The skeletons of kobolds and other entities Azrael has risen from the dead still perform their day-to-day duties around the cave. But any kobold of, well, actual kobold existence is no longer here. Mr. Ticklefingers, an example, but even Bronx remains. And Bronx is just as confused as everyone else here. He does not know where everyone went. But Icky does. You have spared him from death. And he lies face down on the floor, unconscious, muttering curses about Tuugum in his unconscious state. What do you all do?
Mr. Ticklefingers. Mr. Ticklefingers.
You call upon HR?
Yep.
HR. He shambles up the stairs next to Azrael.
Hello, Mr. Fingers. Could you be a dear and fetch Tuugum's non-compete paperwork, please? We will require it.
HR. He heads back into the office. The cauldron is a steady boil of some unknown liquid roiling within. It's the only thing you hear in the cave, and it's quiet compared to the scraping and clanging of the kobolds busily working on the walls or making lunch. Also, Icky is just bleeding out all over the floor. Shortly after, Mr. Ticklefingers returns with a scroll in his hand, and he hands it to Azrael.
Oh, thank you so much.
Do you read it?
Yes.
It has a very terribly sketched picture of Tuugum's face in the corner. And then you think it says, if Tuugum go, Tuugum dead. The non-compete clause is clear. If he competes with you, he dies.
Well, it all seems to be in order here. Thank you so much, Mr. Ticklefingers, for being so diligent in your role. A scholar and a professional as always.
With rattling breaths, the kobold coughs a bit on the dirty floor of the cave.
Oh, do we want him alive, or are we okay with him in a half-dead state?
Well,
He might be the only one who can tell you where the kobolds ran off to.
the only source of information we have at the moment.
Do we want to have a meeting with this sick? At the very least, I feel like we should serve Tuugum his paperwork and prosecute him to the fullest extent of the terms of his contract.
Yeah. If anyone's killing Tuugum, it should be us.
Yeah, we have to get more people protecting this place because the mirror's here, Azrael.
Well, yes. We could probably bring it back to Maginox if we really needed to.
Maybe
But I
we
feel
can, now that the docks is a bit more stable, maybe we can pull some of those guys over here. Just for now.
We could also
I
just go
believe
get
it.
your kobolds back.
Yeah. We also have this entire place of people that live beneath everything that we were trying to unite with Maginox.
I do feel like not every problem has to be our problem, though. It does seem that way, though.
I agree. It's just I am the most Earth Genasi person that could help. But obviously I've been doing everything for everything else for a while now, and well, here we are.
Well, what
This
do we want to
place
do
was-
first?
This place was good for the mirror because people didn't know about it that weren't in our direct employ. If we went with the Maginox, there's no telling who she might talk to, you know?
Oh, you mean the mirror?
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, that sounds like to me that we should go see this sick and murder Tuugum.
Maybe Sick will want the mirror and then it won't be our problem anymore.
I don't think we're getting rid of her.
Grebella just looks at Azrael and then back at Coslo.
I'm pretty sure nurses is like our thing now.
I don't know. I don't think that she especially wants to hang out with us. I think she's kind of stuck with us like we're stuck with her.
Yeah.
I can't remember, Coslo, did you look at the cauldron at all? I think it was just me and Azrael.
I don't remember.
Uh,
Remember
I
the-
think
that
he
we
did
looked
way,
at
way,
the-
way back when.
So way back, after the blood hag was conjuring undead things from the cauldron, the kobolds, after that, were scraping it out and making sure that it was clean. Now it roils again with some unknown liquid. You don't know what they filled it with, or if they filled it with anything. But it is not roiling with the ichor that the blood hag had in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, I remember, I think me and Azrael both rolled on it and failed, which was why I was asking if Coslo had looked at it.
But it is still there. There is a large scratch on it, like something has tried to grasp it with a large hand. Or claw.
Yeah, I don't remember if I investigated the cauldron trying to understand any magic stuff that was going on with it.
It's
I
been a
could do
while.
that.
You do understand that it can be used for alchemical purposes and lies on a ley line. But you don't really know how to utilize the cauldron or what to cook in it. At one point, there was a dragon heart in there.
Yeah. Does it look like there's anything out of the ordinary going on with the cauldron, or is it just bubbling away like I've always seen it?
The only time where you saw it look out of the ordinary was when the blood hag was here. But now it looks like how it did every other day, roiling with some orange lava-looking liquid, but it's much more viscous than lava. Just
And Kaz was doing stuff in it.
Kaz was trying to make things from it and had managed to make a couple of potions and drinks. Kaz had some training or experience with alchemy and herbs, and just manufactured some basic potions for you all. But the potential for doing more is certainly there. Oslo, at least as an artificer, you understand that the power that comes from ley lines crossing and things that are laid upon it, like your teleporters and portals, makes this a potentially powerful area for magical purposes. You all look around, glance at each other. The kobold bleeds out unconscious on the floor, chest heaving.
Do we want Icky to take us to Sick, or should we throw him in a prison cell?
Might be more leverage to put him here for now, but we should maybe stop him from dying.
Oh, he's not gonna die. Just don't throw another fireball at him.
Kozlo reluctantly pulls his hand back out of his bag where he's been holding onto a grenade this whole time.
I'll just mark him as unconscious.
I could heal him, and he could take us to Sick now, or we can put him in, I don't know, do we still have any of those jail cells, or did you break? I think you broke them all, actually, Grebella.
I don't remember.
She broke the one that we found her in.
Yeah.
Which is a very reasonable response to being held in a prison cell.
I think we just have the bunks. And
Yeah, that cage is busted.
planing room, and we never really had anything beyond that.
Mm-hmm. And then the back room with Narcissa's mirror in it.
Well,
We'll take him with us, and I don't know, we got any shackles or something?
Bronx, you still looking great, buddy.
Thank you, friend Kozlo. Keep snores loudly. Unconscious but stable. What do you do?
well, I don't have shackles, but I do apparently have a vial of poison that would crystallize him.
Wait, what?
That seems slightly like death.
It does seem an awful lot like death.
Do you have a vial of poison that uncrystallizes him?
I notably do not.
Kozlo, do you have tools that you can make such a thing with?
I mean, I always have every tool, so I could try to fashion something.
You
What
could-
I don't have is like a forge or anything like that, but I could try to fashion together some sort of...
You do have a cauldron, though.
You have a cauldron.
All
I
right.
don't think that's how that works, but I'm eager to see how it does.
Laszlo, do I have any metal still? Is there metal around somewhere? All I have is like gold.
There are metals from the cage that Grebella bust out. Most likely steel or iron.
Okay. I will collect whatever bits and scraps of metal I can find from where she was in a cage. And
Friend
There
Kozlo,
should be
what
stuff
are
in
you
the
doing?
Weapons type area, too.
can I like take this trap that's here too? Or is that trap just not actually there anymore?
No, you can take it. Yeah, sure.
All right. I'll take this trap.
You grab the bear trap that's on the ground. Significant amount of steel.
I assume that it's not armed because it's been there for. Like,
No, it is not armed. Although you could arm it to keep Bronx at bay. But Bronx has proven to keep his word and not eat anyone at night.
All right. I'm going to attempt to use all these bits of metal and use the heat from the cauldron if I need to fashion together some sort of like it'll be like shackles, but I'm going to use the mechanism from the bear trap, like the springs and such from the bear trap, to try and build it so that if he tries to struggle and get out of it, it will just snap closed in a very uncomfortable way, and he'll just be stuck in an uncomfortable position until
Is this
someone can let him
Saw?
out.
My
I was gonna
god!
say, Jesus.
You put it
Not
on his
like-
head, it closes.
No. I'm not using the like jaws of it. I'm just using the like, if you trigger this, then something moves part of it to make it like, if he tries to tamper with it, then it puts him in like a hog tie position or something.
Okay, alright. Kozlo, make me a performance check with advantage.
And also cuts off his head. No, I'm just
Saw Kobold Edition.
I will use guidance as I am doing this as well. Oh, guidance has a sound now.
Does. In fact, most of your spells will. Okay, Kozlo.
Did that count my guidance? I don't think it
I
did.
don't think it did. Roll me a 1d4. 18. The bubbling hot cauldron lies in front of you, and you head up to it with metal pieces in hand, and like Link from Breath of the Wild, you just toss that shit in there. Blink, blink, blink. Kind of give it a good stir. Say some magical words. Zip zop zoopity bop. And you lift it out with a spoon, and it looks like a half-melted jumble of, well, parts and metal, but it vaguely looks like 2 donuts welded together that may snap shut if you try and mess with it. The metal, you received donut shackles.
Alright, this'll hold him together. Or break him in half, I'm not sure.
You shackle the kobold. He is now restrained.
Let's, I don't know, maybe put him in the bunks, because that's not being used for anything. It's got a door on it we can lock.
Yeah, we could bring him with us. I don't mind carrying him. He's tiny.
But where are we going? Where are we taking him with us to?
Oh, I guess we kind of need him to
Yeah,
tell us where to go.
That was the point I made about 5 minutes ago, but it's fine.
Well, so have him take us to Sik, or are we going somewhere else? That was what I don't. Did we
I
answer
guess
that
to
question?
Sik.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then here, let me make sure he stops bleeding. Da 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 da.
You cast a healing word upon the small kobold. As he regains consciousness, his eyes snap open to see Grebella's feet and his hands caught in 2 molten donuts that have sharp little prongs on the outside.
Huh? What is this? What is the meaning of this?
He looks up at Kozlo
Oh.
and abruptly remembers.
You're gonna take us to Sik, and, well, you're a bargaining chip at the moment.
What? I am not a...
delicious chip. I am Icky. You can be a chip if you want to.
She pats him on the head.
He looks visibly upset.
And betray my brood maiden? Never!
He does not seem to be very confident about that statement.
Yeah, it seems like none of you actually give a crap about who's leading you. It's just a matter of who's the shiniest. So I don't want to hear it. Very well, very well.
Grebella, just for funsies, is gonna put her dragon mask back on in front of him.
Oh god! His eyes grow wide upon seeing the mask, and he licks his lips in a very, covetous way. His hands would normally reach out towards the dragon mask, but they are bound in shackles. He looks down at them with visible annoyance.
So, where to?
I would like to point out one thing. Remember when I said that I had used most of my abilities for the day before we came here and we should avoid a really big fight? That still applies.
We should probably take a nap or something before we go.
It doesn't have to be a long nap. It could just be, a couple hours nap.
I have somehow done absolutely nothing, so a short nap works.
Do you all wish to take a short rest before you head out?
Well, right. Azrael needs 4 hours because of the undead thing to get their level 5 spells back. Because,
Okay.
fixing Grebella's face and finding the location of an ancient evil lich's fucking phylactery, that takes it out of a person.
Fair. Do you all wish to take a long rest?
I don't need a long rest, so if we just want to do the reborn short long rest, just do the 4 hours, I'll just have a short rest out of it because I don't
zombie rest.
Yeah, I genuinely don't need a rest at all. I've done somehow absolutely nothing, and I've got full health. I'm just fucking
Kozlo's just grooving with the social roles. Yeah, I don't have to spend anything.
That I've done nothing but cast Firebolt for the last 2 sessions.
To be abundantly clear, we haven't really done anything. Azrael was just like, hey, if we could avoid a big fight, otherwise Azrael was cool to continue on doing whatever, but spent all of our spells on social shit, so.
Very well. Let us take a long rest.
Also lets me drop Legend Lore as a fucking spell. That's not going to be terribly helpful,
What do you do with Icky while you all decide to take a nap?
I mean, he's shackled, right? And Azrael and Grebella don't actually have to nap about it. We just have to have, non-activity for several hours or a few hours.
And we also have a beautiful skeleton and ant example and tickle fingers to lord over him if we want.
That is true. You could just lock him in with HR training.
Yeah, you know what? While we nap, you're gonna hang out with HR. What is HR? It's gonna explain to you that you have your own rights and that you should advocate for them with somebody that will actually do something about it. What? What are rights?
And she just shoves him in the room with and then nap.
Icky will go and get some HR training. HR.
No! No!
So much HR. So much unrequested HR.
Mandatory overtime. All right. Your long rest completes, and your captive, kobold Icky, is being lectured by HR, probably doing some sort of mandatory biannual sexual harassment training.
Ugh, too real.
As long as you fast forward through it and click confirm at the end, we'll know you're competent. As we wake up From our 4-hour nap, you all feel refreshed, but saddened that your kobolds have not returned. What do you do?
Any spell requests while I tweak spell list?
All we knew is she is a white kobold, so I don't know if that means ice or something of the like. And kobolds are just basically tiny dragons, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not really anything that Azrael can do anything about.
Yeah.
Holy weapon it is.
Holy weapon.
Hi, Bronx. How are you?
Very good, very good. Just seeing how you are sleeping, yes? On the floor?
Yeah, I guess we could have slept on the carpet, but,
Yeah?
I don't know. Doesn't feel right without Charlotte here. And pasta. I miss my pasta.
HR would like to tell you that the training for Ik is finished.
Oh,
Grebella will get oddly excited about this.
Yes, he
Yeah,
has
let's
been
go.
through many sessions of training.
Make sure they print off his little I completed training certificate as well.
Yeah.
He needs that for his permanent file.
Yeah? I hear this session is very good. Yes, you learn not to harass sex.
Ian, can I be let in?
The
Or is it
skeleton
really
standing
intense?
outside the door, being a little goblin, looks up at you and opens the door for you with a small, curt bow.
She will pet Anne on the head. I do not believe she has pet Anne on the head before.
So,
Icky
how's it going?
is sitting on the floor while HR has Icky sign yet another document, which he has piled up on the table behind him. Papers upon papers, which seem to be signed in a crude kobold hand, are littered with things like, "Do not touch!" And then it has little pictures of Kozlo, Azrael, and Grebella, and then a signature under it. And then, "Do not touch their things!" And then a signature under it. And so on and so forth.
Mr. Tingle Fingers, you really are the best.
Icky looks absolutely defeated and looks up at you. Good morning, Grebella. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I have learned so much in the past 4 hours, and Icky is very tired. But I would like to respectfully compliment you on your brain today.
Thanks.
Your brain. Is that...
Witness the true power of Grebella. Bureaucracy breath.
Ticklefingers nods and just folds his
Grebella
bony arms
pretends
across his
to-
chest.
Grebella pretends to breathe out fire.
It's just a 60-foot cone of endless forms of paper to sign.
That would be hilarious.
He hands Icky another piece of paper and points at the top. Yes. And Icky begins to draw Grebella, and then like a smiling Grebella. And then with a huge brain underneath. Yes, very smart. Grebella is. HR just nods approvingly.
How do you feel about your rights as a kobold minus the being chained up because you talk shit?
HR made me sign some sort of non-peat moss clause. He looks at his hands. I do not understand what claws have to do with paper, but I suppose no longer I can be mean to you under penalty of death? I do not know. The paper is so scary.
paper is scary. But this also means if you have things that you need or want, if you were under my care, Mr. Ticklefingers and Anne would come to me and we'd make sure it happened.
Sure.
It's so very structured here. Iki does not understand.
Nah, it isn't. If you want to have a pizza party, you
Oh,
can.
no, anything but a pizza party. Please, I will take you to Six immediately. I do not want the party, no.
What about an ice cream social?
He screams.
I don't even think we know where to get ice cream.
I wish to be properly compensated for my work.
She pats him on the head.
He cowers on the ground.
The unions, they are too strong.
Here you go, buddy. Come on.
She sits him up, pats him on the head.
Well, take us to where we're going.
Does he even still need shackles?
Probably not, with that non-compete clause. You're not quite sure what happens if he violates it, or if there's any magic behind it, but he seems genuinely terrified. And
Oh, there's magic behind it. Tuugum's about to find out just how fucking much magic's behind it.
oh shit. Icky stands up and begins to hobble out of the room.
Yes, right away. Follow Iki. We'll go into the cave system and show you where Six has been holed up, yes. Right this way. Oh,
He just seems miserable, like he's been through 4 hours of mandatory training.
Alright, an example, tickle fingers. Just make sure nobody gets to the you know what back there, okay?
HR. He gives you a thumbs up.
Because that's an HR disaster none of us want to think about.
Yeah, God forbid.
And Bronx,
Huh?
you too, okay? Make sure nobody gets to the thing in the hallway down the corner.
But maybe nobody go actually into the room, you know. Apparently she's a very powerful purveyor of necromantic art, so just in case, keep everybody out of the room.
mirror's not interesting to Bronx. Bronx cannot see handsome self in mirror anyway.
Can you eat pig's blood? Is that like a thing?
Yes, vampires cannot be seen in a reflection.
So how do you get
flashes
so
fang.
dressed up and like dapper?
He looks down.
I take advice from fashionista.
Oh,
Yes.
Where'd you find the fashionista all the way out here?
Do you think I stay here all day, all time? No, Bronx go to Maginox.
Oh, actually, yeah, I kind of assumed you just slept in your trunk all day. Every day.
You think I sit at home, have no life? No, Bronx has hunger. Bronx has desire, not want to sit at box. Find interesting things for best friend Kozlo.
Oh,
Oh, you got something for me?
Occasionally, small information, yes, but this time, no. Just this. Am I not prize enough?
He gestures to himself in his dapper suit.
You looking great, buddy.
Good, because I always like to look very nice when delivering awkward news, like, hey, the kobolds are gone. But don't I look nice?
Right, so if you're ever dressed up, you've got bad news. Got it?
Yes, but I do look very good.
he looks a little bit like the puppet from Saw.
Do you
Fine,
want to play game?
you don't think so.
Oh no, I think we're good. Icky, hurry up, please.
By the way, complete aside because it just took me the last 10 minutes to remember the name of the show. Have you guys seen Severance?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think Cherry has, but this is not enough of a spoiler to worry about. The HR training, I always think of that as the break room from Severance.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Anyway, I have to get Cherry to watch Severance. It's very good.
Shit. Yeah, that's good. Bronx.
Shit, now I can't stop thinking of the parallels to Kaamos and Severance.
Oh, that's right. I needed to. Oh, wait. No, I'm attuned to my other sword that's still. Went to my other sword. Oh, no.
Bronx did see a kobold in Maginox, but did not think anything of it. But maybe part of new brood. That is all. Sorry I did not bring it up sooner. By the way,
He looks back at Icky and back at you.
Bronx is a little hungry. Perhaps a little bite to go?
He looks at Icky, back at you.
Pip? How well did we heal him?
You can risk it, but if Bronx kills Icky, you have no way of getting to Sixig.
What do you think? Little
I
bite.
don't think that's a good idea, buddy.
But
We're worried about A, he's the only one that knows where we're going, and B, we're about to go in a big fight.
oh, big fight. Then
Maybe. Hopefully not.
are you sure Bronx looks so good?
Is this your new thought process on how to get blood?
Yes. Look like most important person in Rome. Get special privilege.
Grebella puts a hand on her hip at him.
He looks very like, I'm a business kobold. I'm performing business. Is
We
that
do
not
need-
how it goes in Maginox?
Sometimes. Here, Kazo, show him your hat.
It's kind of like he's like role-playing a vampire.
Yeah.
Kaza will put on his hat and make himself look like Bronx.
Now you can know what you look like. Because it's not a mirror.
Oh,
He squints at you and looks down at himself.
I am fabulous. Oh,
He looks all around Kozlo.
goodness. I need to get another one of these made immediately.
Thank you, Kozlo. You are a blessing.
You are safe for now.
He whispers to Icky on his way past.
I did not want to be eaten by a weird kobold vampire. Thank you. I guess.
He
Well-
kicks his feet in the dirt.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can go down this hallway now, still, right?
Yeah, everybody can now.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Um,
I remember.
We traverse the caves, not down to Vakaris, but I'll show you where Sixik is hiding.
Yeah, alright, let's go.
Do you wish to kill Sixik?
He asks Grebella with curiosity.
I'd like to come to some sort of coexistence arrangement, but I know that that's not really how these things work with dragons. So I'm not gonna promise you no and that it happens, right?
I do enjoy watching.
He thinks about the non-compete clause.
You can say it, it's fine.
The primordial force of 2 dragons fighting for territory. Ah! It fills my mind with wonder and awe.
Yeah, I know that's what you little dragon babies seem to like. Right?
He
I
just
like
kind
it
of
when-
dances a little bit up and down.
Ah, yes, a little bit of mayhem, yes.
But wouldn't it be cool if we had like a couple of dragon ladies working together, each with their different powers, and could rule so much?
What? 2 dragons? In the same place? Posterity. Preposterous. Frustration.
Preposterous?
Popcornius.
Icky
You
walks
guys
down
have-
the stairs.
More to do, but okay.
Popcornius.
All right. Icky begins to take you down some of the winding tunnels that would normally go to Vicaris, but instead veers off towards the north. One moment, please. As you traverse down the cramped caverns, especially for Grebella, it can be uncomfortable at times. Turn down the music slightly. You begin to enter a much more narrow series of passageways, and Icky turns around to ensure that you are still following.
We are close. Come.
God, this is so unorganized.
Is cave is temporary home. Wait.
He holds up his shackled hands and nods ahead of you. There are 2 white kobolds in an opening in the cave. A small sconce in the wall holds a single torch, and they turn as they hear Icky say, "Wait," and scamper forward.
Who goes there? Who are you? Wait, Icky? Who are these people?
I've come to talk to your queen.
What?
Icky shrugs helplessly.
Yes, tell sick they wish to talk. Are you okay, Icky? I am fine. Go.
One of the kobolds takes off, scampering down the hallways. The other one continues to look at all of you with a bit of terror in his eyes. He wields a single dagger and a very crude-looking shield in his offhand. He does not look old nor well-trained.
Grebella's gonna step in front of Kick, size him up a little.
The kobold kind of grips his dagger a little tighter as he stares at Grebella.
Not another step until we get clearance from Sick. You stay back.
You can just put that away. That toothpick isn't gonna do anything to any of us.
Trembling, he puts the dagger back in its sheath.
Do not.
I disconnected and reconnected. I think it's working, but just as an FYI.
Oh, no problem.
And you stay there. Please?
She steps right in front of him.
He looks up at you.
Just put it away. It's fine.
He puts his dagger away.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just respecting at this point. I don't want to hurt you. You don't want to hurt me. But I could.
She just looks at him.
He just lets out a monotone whine. The other kobold scampers forward.
Yes, come.
Alright, okay, stick close with us.
Yeah.
The kobold squeezes down more narrow passageways. And Grebella, red kobold is to the north, just kind of standing around. Looks familiar. Might be one of your brood.
Grebella just rolls her eyes and keeps going.
The white kobold leads you further in.
Out of the way. Go on.
Hello. What is this?
Inside a much larger chamber is a massive body of water. The water glows slightly with a faint bioluminescence. Kobolds are surrounding it. The kobolds to the north, the junk shaman, Siksik, and Kaamos. We're all just standing around, looking and conversing with each other, gesturing with their hands and occasionally pointing at the water. Kobold Dragon Shield, which is most certainly a part of your crew. Grebella, you can tell which kobolds are yours if you don't have... Oh, you have dark vision on. The red kobolds are yours, and the white kobolds generally belong to Siksik. There's, however, a black-scaled kobold here as well, with a small blue flower in her hair. She is sitting by the water, just watching the goings-on, but scrambles to her feet and looks up at Grebella.
I like your name that I don't know, but tell me, what's your name?
She reaches into her pocket and pulls out a handful of plump, bright red cherries and hands them to you.
You're my favorite new person.
She munches on some happily and licks her lips as all the red juices drip down her chin. She's
Grebella will
the
do the
smallest
same.
kobold of all of them.
Grebella will do this as well.
These are good.
She extends her hand to you, palm up. It appears she wants something in return.
What do I have in my package these days?
No, I think I put all of my nice shiny rocks away for once. Damn.
She will probably also accept coin.
Yeah, we'll just give her like 10 gold.
10 gold? Okay.
Yeah.
Subtract 10 gold from your inventory.
Done and done.
Thank
Okay.
you.
She seems extremely pleased with this and gives the gold a little bite. She happily pulls out more cherries from her pocket and presses them into your hand.
Thank you.
She scampers over to Siksik and the junk shaman and tugs on their robes.
I want that one.
She just says to Ashrealist. She starts walking with the rest of them.
Ah! What? Ah! Hello. Oh, hi. Good evening. Siksik was not expecting you. Ah.
That's how I operate.
This is, how do you say, awkward for everyone.
It's only awkward if you make it awkward.
I, first off, must apologize. The kobolds came because I have stupid human half-orc servant and stupid child. Bring in Yeaaaah, if you would be very kind. Yes.
You're behind us.
The white kobolds scramble quickly and bring Yeaaaah to the forefront.
Hey, no pushing.
The kobold dragon shield gives him a good bump with the back of his shield. Bump.
Hey. This one, my most stupid child, decided to not only try to get friendly with stupid servant, but has fallen for his charms and has decided to go to your cave and cause a ruckus.
Oh, so it was this one's fault.
Partially his, partially mine. I would like to clarify situation. Yeaaaah,
Yeah, I'm listening.
my stupidest child.
Yeaaaah.
You have brought potential great danger upon our clan as we search for new home. You wandered around caves, and I told you not to. You know we have visited this kind dragon's abode. And you go, and you decide to cause trouble. On behalf of what? The half-orc?
Yeaaaah frowns.
He said those there, they were argumentative and stupid, and that they only had no protections on their magical cauldron. I only wanted to make you proud, sick.
Grebella will growl at him. The most weird guttural dragon sound anybody's heard from her so far.
Can I insight to see how much I believe what Sick is saying?
Absolutely.
Yes, please speak Grebella's brain.
I mean,
Or the part of her brain that doesn't exist.
this is a Coslo Greenfinger insight check. Just let's lower those expectations. Yep.
Yep. Kobold politics.
Okay, just for funsies, because I've actually had some of these that didn't sound
Ooh.
like me. What the hell?
All right.
Why have I been so insightful lately?
You feel like Sick is being honest. Her ire is obvious, and Yeaaaah seems genuinely terrified. However, there's only one thing that remains unsolved, and that is the scratches on the cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
What about the cauldron? What happened there?
She looks at Kaz, and then back at Yeaaaah.
Yeaaaah, and you stole something from me, from our meager supply. Care to tell?
Kaz also, crosses his arms over his chest and kind of looks at Yeaaaah.
It was only one potion. Potion of...
He looks over at Grebella, knowing that he signed that non-compete clause.
Say it.
It was potion to make me bigger. I thought I could carry cauldron out of the way, but if I got caught, I could just blame on Sick. Yes, and then you come
You
to
would
cave.
dare blame something on your queen without her permission?
I knew if you all would come to the cave unawares that Sick would eat you alive, turn you into popsicles. And I would be back with Cauldron, and we would be happy at last. Icky would not be stupid, child.
Miss Sick, I apologize. Had I known he was such an issue, I would have left him dead in my cave and found you myself.
She just looks at her.
No, it is my fault for letting stupid child talk to stupid half-orc servant. Feeding ideas into his head about magical cauldron that does not belong to us. Although, curious, it is a conversation for later time. I apologize. My presence has brought your people to me. This was unintended, but facilitated by Icky.
Icky just smiles weakly.
They deserve to belong in a true dragon's horde. The half-orc says that Grebella, she wasn't even a real dragon. But she just inherited the powers.
Sick frowns.
You have potentially put both of our clutches in dire danger.
She looks at Grebella, Coslow, and Azrael.
I, for one, am glad you did not come in here, weapons drawn. I apologize for stupid child.
Well, we
It's
do have
alright.
one weapon, actually. Here, and Ezreal pulls out Tuugum's non-compete clause and passes it to Grebella to pass to Cherry to pass to Sick.
Yeah, a contract.
He reads it.
The most powerful weapon of all, bureaucracy and HR.
But for the record, I would like to maybe go against, in some ways, how dragons have operated in the past. But grow things for dragonkind instead of limiting what we can do.
Grebella kind of looks at Sick to see how she takes this thought.
She nods.
There are some things innate to us that we cannot cease, though I do not wish to encroach upon territory of you and your clutch, though our presences here may be competitive. If I could find a safe haven for myself and my brood, I would be more than happy to give up this area.
So, like you got here.
She's still reading the contract as she's talking.
Incredible power.
I am definitely of the mind that dragons putting together their powerful things and keeping each other safe would be rather nice. Though I do miss my kobolds. I don't wish to fight a fight that neither of us really want, and I don't. There's a lot going on outside of these caves that you and I are in that could quickly become our problem, including the Macarans.
No. Tell Sick more. If this place is not safe for brood, Sick will have to move on.
But
Sick is listening.
I was on my way to go talk to the Macarans. Maginax is trying to change both in regime type and, well, working with the Macarans as they are not in the best position as they previously were. And, well, right now the elementals are not listening to reason about both dragons and us reborn. And I happen to be kind of all three of those things.
But why not we, as dragons, simply eat the lesser beings?
We could. There's some extra elements at play that could affect the reborn that are down in the halls that I figure you may or may not be aware of.
I see.
The king, apparently has been dead from some time from the original dragon attack. The heart at which I had consumed. It, has been run by a blood hag for the last who knows how long. And they're trying to figure out how to move forward. And if, them and Maginex start working together, perhaps I could, make sure that some of these caves aren't messed with, at least. You know, give it a go. I can't make promises of others until I speak with them, but we had our place. Could expand upon your little, what do I call it, your cool shiny lake thing in my fancy cauldron. Keep our, things of power to us as opposed to letting it fall into other people's hands. But I understand the need for growth and conquering and all that stuff, and that politics isn't really something dragons do, generally.
Yes, politics generally done through tooth and claw. But I am reasonable, kobold. Let me think on this.
And I do want to apologize for not giving you as much of my attention last time we met as I wanted to. I did go looking for you, and you were gone. I do think you are, and have always been quite interesting to me. I've just been, well, unfortunately playing politics.
It is true, I was curious about the one who emanated the heart and fury of a dragon, but was not a turned dragon themselves. But seeing you and your brood that respected you just as my little ones do.
She looks over at Cherry, and Cherry's just looking up at Grebella and smiling, wagging her little charcoal-colored kobold tail.
What kind of a kobold is this, by the way? She's amazing.
Cherry is another one of my adopted children. She comes from a... Oh, cover her ears, please.
Grebella will cover her ears.
Yeah, her family torn apart in the days before Sig was dragon. It's only happened recently. But she was lone survivor, and Sig took her under wing, taught her how to integrate with people and understand that money makes world go round.
She takes her hands off of Cherry's ears and gives her some pats.
She looks just as happy.
I would like to find a place where we could grow in strength to be a power. Where, yes, we could go bang down doors, eat people, throw our weight around. I don't mind doing that. I like beating people up. It's a lot of fun. But it would be nice if we had, well, more of a stronghold in these caves and these hills.
The kobolds here are plentiful, but scattered. You lack the wings to find them. I have the wings. You have a delightful, bubbling cauldron that goes terribly unused. Sik understands the beat of the heart of Arctis and can unlock greater power with use of cauldron.
It's untraditional, but I'd like to do something like this together, but I understand that's not how this usually goes. I will,
Then what do you propose our end goal is? Do we finish work of Red Dragon from Vakaris and claim the Lava Elf land once again for the dragons? Or do we run away, tuck our tails between our legs, and find a cave in some cold peak?
Oh, we will not give up anything that we have found or claimed so far. That I will not allow. This place here, the place where my cauldron is, nobody gets that but us. I do think, seeing if these Vakarans are willing to play ball, would be interesting for some of my friends behind me and Maginox and the Reborn. And if they aren't, well, that would be a lot of fun for you and I, wouldn't it?
She smiled.
Then, Grebella, I must ask you this. What do you propose the Vakarans will do when they find out that dragon is a part of you? The dragon that slayed so many of their people. You think they will listen to your words?
Few of them have. None of the Vakarans themselves, though, unfortunately. There's a very nice big booba lady that is a fire elemental that runs the college, and a seismomancer that is at her side that is understood that I am of that dragon, but not that dragon. I understand that many of the Vakarans won't see the difference, as you are, well, saying. It is, certainly a risk. You're not wrong.
I would
But
have
I
no
figured-
doubt some of them would turn on you as quickly as they would turn a spear upon a dragon. You risk life and limb delving into their hot, sweaty caves.
Yeah, the first time was not great. I don't know which one of these, and
She looks around at the kobolds that used to be her.
I used to draw maps for us, but my god. Don't. You should probably source a map maker outside of this cave. No offense, my cute, adorable kobold friends. It was not a fun adventure getting there. Now we have some more direct routes via some magic that Mr. Greenfinger here behind me has. Something that I also think could be a valuable asset too. Well,
Ignore the Vakarans. Let them destroy themselves.
Sik just waves a hand dismissively.
We can find greater power above Maginox.
well, some of my friends behind us here care about Maginox. It's whether we care about the Vakarans in their world, really, at this point. I do think, as I believe we have a lunch date with the king, discussing dragon matters could be interesting. But I do agree that the Vakarans need to, well, line up or get lined out, if you catch my drift.
Their hatred for dragons runs very deep. Be warned, traversing their caves, Grebella.
I have, had some memories of my dragon.
And she kind of pats her chest.
And what has happened there? I understand their pain as much as mine, and well, as much as we are just trying to find a place to exist.
As your hoard and power and influence grow, your draconic influence will be empowered. Soon enough, it will be impossible for you to hide it from the Karens.
That's why I want to talk to him before they can truly see who I am, just to see who they truly are. If that makes sense, Miss Sick.
But why not embrace it? Embrace the fire that burns inside of you. And the power,
She gestures to the kobolds around her.
that attracts without effort.
Well, I like the power and all the other stuff. But you have to remember I am also reborn, Miss Sick. As is my friend Yazriel here. And the Vakarans, unfortunately, hold the thing that could be quite the problem for the reborn. Which means,
Oh, what is this?
well, you'd get to keep all of my kobolds, but the reborn are people just looking for their place as well, Miss Sick. If that makes sense. Then none of us has to come back. We don't quite understand how all of it works, but we're here. The Vakarans still store and have the weapon which threatens our very way of existing, yes?
The Vakarans have weapon. What is this weapon? Should Siksik be worried?
Think it would hurt you unless you're reborn, and I just didn't know that, which would be cool.
I don't know. Siksik lives and breathes. But this does explain.
She scratches her leathery chin.
Reborn are often fractured souls, incomplete or brought back not quite how they were when they died.
That's
This
why
may
I think
be-
this dragon thing took to me so well. It filled in some of my cracks.
Six nods
Grebella
in
says
agreement.
awkwardly.
No, she nods in complete agreement.
Yes, I agree with you, but one day, fractured soul, you will have to decide whether you wish to unite your soul with this simmering ball of anger and rage that is your red dragon manifestation, or search for your true soul, the one that you died with. But that, my dear, is your destiny. One of power or one of knowledge?
I think the one of power is the one that I'm on, regardless of my wants. But I have come to want this whole dragon thing. I like it. I don't know how to describe it, but as you said, it fills in my cracks.
Grebella makes a weird face.
It is power you seek. Siksik, if Siksik had access to Cauldron, may be able to, over time, make your troubled souls mesh better and to unlock your latent potential. But hear me out. This dragon soul will threaten to devour your remaining essence, whatever you have returned with. And it will most certainly doom your reputation with Vakaris. But Siksik can show you the way.
I am definitely curious and interested in this. I do want to speak with the Vicarans before they know exactly what I am. To see, well, as I said, whether they need to be put in their place or not, or straight up removed from the situation. But I do hold curiosity towards my past, not necessarily wanting to not be a dragon for the record. I'm just curious about it.
Your desires to know your fractured past will be consumed by the overwhelming power and passion of the Red Dragon. It will not be a concern if you walk this path with Sixig, and we can focus on your true potential.
Grebella kind of nods.
I'm still getting there, sorting my head on it, getting myself together, but that is currently where I believe I am headed.
Sixig scratches her chin.
Then I shall propose thus. Sixig returns with Grebella to Grebella's cave, and all kobolds come with. Problem solved. Sixig uses your magical cauldron to concoct special brews to heal Grebella's fractured soul. In return,
She looks at Grebella.
we can put an end to this Vicaris annoyance once and for all, and to ensure that they will not poke their heads above their hot caves in search of dragon eradication.
Grebella nods at this.
I do want them to stay in their place, or unite with Maginox and not being dipshits about dragons and whatnot. I think we have a lot to offer this world and this place. And if we have to show them instead of tell them, well, it'll come to that.
Let us deal with one bit of unresolved business.
She looks at Icky, who was very busy disassociating.
Grebella, since Icky has brought you and your clutch so much trouble, Icky's fate is for you to decide.
Grebella will come stand in front of Icky.
Vicky looks at Grebella.
It was only a single potion of making bigger. Please.
Did you dishonor me in my home? You dishonored your queen. What have you to say about this?
Please, Icky, with good intention, yes.
Your intentions do not matter. What your queen wants matters.
She looks up.
He just whines. He covers his
If
head.
you are to listen to a fool, it is a servant to this one instead of her herself. Well, she will end you if I don't, and you would deserve it.
Sixig watches quietly.
Technically, he already died for your attitude problem. This one has been brought back from the brink, so to speak, Miss Sixig.
Do you think he has been sufficiently punished for his very stupid brain?
He did go through 4 hours of HR training.
Oh, terrifying. You are a monster, truly.
Nick, if you remember to only do your queen's will, you can live. But if you ever take something upon yourself, or from a fool, no one should spare your life going forward. Is that understood?
Yes. Grebella? Yes.
And?
She looks over to Sik.
Sik narrows her eyes.
Not even a little bit of blood. Well, you are lucky, Iki.
Oh, when you come to see the cauldron, his blood's all over the place. I wasn't kidding, he's actually died today, earlier.
You are lucky they have expended and compelled the spirits to drag your soul back from the ether. Sik would not be so kind.
Yeah, we mostly needed him so he could come talk to you, but...
Then he has outlived his usefulness for today. Iki! Leave us!
He scampers off without a word.
Some of them can get a little ahead of themselves in the name of what they think is best. I don't envy. I don't have the biggest of brains, but my god, sometimes the kobolds have the tiniest brains I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, they will generally follow and be drawn to power. They feel safe.
She pats the junk shaman on the head, who is significantly smaller than her.
And allow them to collect their pretty baubles and trinkets.
It does seem like she does genuinely care about the kobolds and does not want them to die, but Iki did do a very stupid thing, and she respects your decision to spare his life.
I have...
More kobolds will always show up, but sometimes leaving one around as a reminder isn't the worst either.
She kind of smiles at him.
I had procured one that had come from your cave. The green, stupid one. His name, Tuugum. I was curious about your cave and demeanor and cauldron, and wanted to speak with him to ensure that our discussions would not lead to my quick demise. It seemed that all he wanted to do was to try and curry favor with me and say bad things about you all.
No, I'm sure he wants you to be the weapon to, well, wield against all of us.
I am not so easily manipulated by a simple man.
Grebella nods in agreement.
He, used some of his persuasion upon me. His magical persuasion. Kazo and Azrael here, figured it out, and well, that's when we finally kicked him out.
He was going to freeze to death in Maginox Mountains, but I figure one life that makes useful green man useful. But he is annoying. Bad, terrible breath, horrible singing.
Yeah, I wouldn't hang on to that one, but it's all yours now.
Grebella just kind of is like, you can keep him and all the kobolds if I had to deal with him again.
I have inherited a problem.
Oh, actually, here, Grebella, pass this to Sik.
Or, yes. The same paperwork or different paperwork?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Maybe you can improve your hoard with beautiful treasures and be rid of one idiot, and also fulfill the terms of our non-compete clause all in one fell swoop. And Azrael passes over the poison of sweet vengeance.
Oh, Jesus!
We have this wonderful thing that Azrael does in my cave, where if someone was to betray us or get a little too out of line, we finish them off and bring them back, so they can still be useful.
Actually, this one isn't going to quite do that because, frankly, I don't think Tuugum deserves a position in HR.
Oh yeah, no, hell no.
But if I understand how it works correctly, if he drinks it, he will be petrified into a large crystalline sculpture. And then he would be a very pretty installment in somebody's hoard.
You can frighten any orcs that might come to
So,
knock on your door.
You know, like a hat rack or something.
let's call this a housewarming gift, no?
Grebella will not.
Sick and Brood will come to cave with special statue in tow.
She sniffs at the liquid and quirks an eyebrow.
Interesting.
Azrael and Kozlo are the best buddies I could ever have. They have made being the lurky god being a dragon quite fun. I'm sure you saw our little vampire friend and our undead workers. They aren't Swede like the rest of these guys are. Which is obviously been helpful, but if anybody else that came into our contact, like the people we rescued,
You are not the only one here that enjoys manipulation of spirit. I recognize the skill it takes.
She looks at the water.
I, for one, also speak with the spirits, but the ones that inhabit Arctis.
She begins to mutter words of magic and brings out a smoking brazier from the folds of her robe. One second. She swings the brazier from side to side, and a thin plume of smoke comes out. She hands it to Grebella as the kobold dragon shield moves out of the way.
I, Siksik, am one with the spirits of the land.
Oh.
As a favor for showing your draconic side's true potential, I will need something in order to facilitate the reaction. There is a powerful fire elemental that has manifested under Maginox. I believe their name is Yeaaaah. Bring me her essence and put it in this brazier. Bring it back to the cauldron, and I shall show you another part of your draconic soul.
Grebella kind of throws a look to Kozlu and Azrael, like, oh shit.
Yeah, Azrael's confused about the trajectory of this conversation took. Azrael thought Grebella wanted to save Vakaris.
She does, but she wants to protect dragons too now, because she is a dragon.
I mean, look, you don't have to convince Azrael. Azrael's ride or die.
Did Miss Bea do anything in particular, or is it just, she's a good source for this kind of magic?
Sik laughs. The dragon that lived under Vakaris for a long time was also infested with the magics of fire and earth, to live amongst the lava. We need a fire source that burns hotter than we can find anything manifested on this plane. And I can sense the essence of that elemental from miles away. Bring me her essence, and we shall burn away your insecurities and ensure the progression of the fire inside you. It needs to be stoked, Grebella.
Grebella nods and puts it away.
Without their connection to their fire elemental patrons, the Vakaran's power will dwindle. The lava drow only live amongst the heat because they have been blessed by the spirits and serve an even more powerful one. Peya is merely one in those lines. Bring me her essence.
Wait, is she not the only one? Is that what you're saying?
Unless you wish to tangle with the Vakaran Fire Lord himself, I assure you, Peya is an easier target. A dragon's
that
fury.
kind of fun.
she kind of smiles at her.
If you are feeling open to venturing to Plane of Fire, yes. But I do not think we are quite prepared for this.
That's fair. Well,
Grebella, if you do this for Sik, you will gain a fly speed.
Goodness. Fucking hell.
But I like Peya. She's got big, valuable
Orbs.
assets.
Bonfires.
are you still
huge
thinking about her boobs?
Huge pyres.
Look, I like to burn things. She's always burning. It just makes sense.
Do not worry, Grebella. You are not eternally quenching her, just taking her manifested essence and returning her to Plane of Fire for long enough for Vakaris to be mildly inconvenienced.
I want to see what they have to say, just in the name of the reborn, but
If you tell them of the presence of another dragon near Maginox, you will instigate war.
oh no, I do not plan to mention anything about you, don't worry.
Good.
That is, like I said, they continue to prod at something that literally died a long time ago.
The essence of
Then
that...
history will repeat itself, won't it?
She nods. The essence of that elemental will not only kickstart your draconic powers, but also offer significant amount of energy that we will have to put to good use, and I'm sure your friends would be more than happy to help. The unbound essence of a primal lava elemental is not one to be reckoned with.
Coslo and Azrael can probably see Grebella hesitating, and she's kind of just taking Sik for what she has to say at this point.
Once we quench Heaaaah's essence within these waters, we will be able to put it within the cauldron and then concoct your special beverage. Yes, one of healing the soul and bringing your dragon soul to life.
Yep. Sounds like we're going down. Irregardless,
Then you and I, dragons, we will be safe to live and fly amongst the clouds of eternal night, as free as we want without the threat of the Vakarans coming from below. And kobolds from miles away, all over Polaris, will be drawn to our power. We will have veritable army.
Grebella believes her, but I just want to see if I can insight again. Nope, Grebella's just staring at the brazier, having thoughts about what the fuck am I doing.
Sik is speaking very, very passionately, and it is potentially true that the Vakarans, they do hate dragons. And if Sik's presence is noticed by the Vakarans, they might go out of their way to potentially kill her and you, and all of these kobolds.
Yeah. You can't have them killing part of the zoo.
The Vakarans, now in a state of disarray, would most likely be even more prone to lashing out at anything that they think may have caused their distress.
well, let's go see what these nerds have to say.
Grebella and your clutch, I thank you dearly for coming to visit me in this hole. It is not as splendorous as I would like it to be, but it is safe for the young ones.
Yeah.
I will ensure that my clutch does not bring you further annoyance until Heaaaah's essence is returned to me. I will keep them safe, fed, happy. Do not worry. You can trust Sik.
Insight
Grebella.
check.
I was gonna say, Grebella will not at this point, but the rest of you can insight if you'd like.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, holy
Wow.
shit.
Good job, Coslo. Did you know you're in a cave?
Oh my god, have we been here the whole time?
Coslo's still thinking about Pea's boobs. Let's be real. That's ever since that was last mentioned again, all he's been thinking about is fiery boobs.
Azrael, this does put Sik in a much better position. Vakaris is most likely the biggest threat to Sik, and that is like pretty self-serving. But you can understand where Sik is coming from. It's not entirely altruistic, but she does understand that Grebella doesn't really understand how to unlock her dragon parts, and Sik is a shaman that speaks with spirits and can definitely help with that. But having two dragons around, I mean, you don't really know what kind of power that might manifest, but probably nothing short of bringing every kobold from around Polaris, yeah. If Grebella and Sik don't manage to kill each other.
Double
So
the
far, so
dragons,
good.
double the fun, double your pleasure, double make gum.
We literally have like the blue-white one and a red one. It's fine. This is totally worth it. Dueling dragons it is.
Where's the blue one coming from?
Well, I was calling the white one blue because that's the closest we got.
But then you also said there was a white one.
Well, she is the white one. We don't have an actual blue one.
Okay.
Bring me
Find
the
one.
blue kobolds.
Bring me the blue ones. But you can tell Grebella's kind of like wanting to leave with the two of you to go talk further about what we've just discussed here.
Well, we were headed that way anyway. Well, you'll hear from me one way or another.
Well, of course. Do not forget. Your soul is fractured, torn, and it seeks to be repaired. We have the means to do it, but it may mean forgetting about some of your more Genasi past.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get too far with it anyway. And all I remember was being a soldier. Those aren't the greatest of memories.
Then put aside these thoughts of war. When you are a dragon, there is no war.
She walks by Grebella and touches her on the shoulder.
You have the potential to be a great and powerful red dragon. I can see the fire in your eyes. Do not,
Grebella will nod at her.
do not let feelings of power mind. The past is past. Spirits must rest. Embracing this is your future.
She gives Cherry a little kiss on the head.
My sweetling. And before you go, I have made, Cherry has made cherry pie. I have not eaten all of it. I have saved some for you. If you would like, I put little flavoring in Tuugum's pie. And you can give it to him, or I can give it to him. What do you say?
Kazo, do you want to give it to him?
I mean, if any of us gives him anything, he's just gonna get rid of it.
That's true.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Oh, Coslo, your hat.
Yeah. Hey, Sig, do you mind if we play a little trick? Do you mind if Coslo takes on your appearance for a moment?
Grebella
go.
will step back and let Coslo do his thing.
It is merely an illusion, yes?
Yeah.
Cosmo
Very well.
will put on his hat and like demonstrate making himself look like Sick.
Oh, goodness. One moment.
It was
It's
like
just kinda
all
like
of these
this.
things were made for it.
And you know, he can pretend to be you, give him the pie, and then after he's eaten it, return to being Kazo and laugh at him.
Clever! A fascinating facsimile.
Yeah,
Wow.
except for some reason I go blind when this happens.
Oh my god!
Hold on.
Goddamn vision rules.
Is anyone still there? Oh, there you are.
Just turn on your dark vision.
The hat's like slightly too big for Coslo's head. So like he gets it in position over his ears, then he transforms and it's like a different shape and size. Like fuck! Falls into your eyes.
The hat. I don't have my regular inventory anymore. The hat doesn't like mask my voice, does it? It's just an appearance.
Let me look. Disguise. Hold on. Hat of disguise.
It's
You
just
cast disguise self. So it should be. Let's see. I don't think it does voice. You just look different. Yep, that is correct. You only look different.
You were gonna have to shake your butt and be a sexy dragon lady, Coslo.
So here's what you do. You go in, you don't say anything, you just give him the pie. After he eats the pie, then you laugh in Coslo's voice.
Yeah.
It's like some Stephen King shit, you guys. I am so happy.
I haven't been able to use the hat properly yet.
We just got it. Azra's been sitting on that fucking poison forever, like, we're never gonna use this.
God, it's perfect.
What do you plan to do with my beautiful visage?
I figure I just walk in there and shove the pie at him. Just kind of nod at it. Maybe give him a big thumbs up.
Six, is there anything you might coyly do to enchant him?
What? Are you suggesting I flirt with that green man?
I don't know.
Disgusting.
Fair enough. Well, Kazu, best of luck.
He is lucky to be fed. He shall be very happy with slice of pie.
Well, worked then.
Cherry hands you one of 3 slices of crispy cherry pie. It's a little overcooked, probably made in some sort of rudimentary oven, as they have been on the go, but the cherries inside are hot and they burst when you bite into them.
Wait, which one of these is the bad one?
Whichever one you sprinkle the goo on.
Oh, I thought we already did that. All right.
You choose. Of course, I would not want one of you to be eating bad pie. Choice is you. Here.
We'll pick one of the pieces and just kind of hold it out for the poison.
Sick gives Sick the poisoned pie.
There. Looks extra juicy.
Did you eat the pie or him?
Grebella winks.
Sorry.
I am
You
truly
made her
radiant.
blush.
Oh.
Kazu, you have one piece of sweet vengeance poisoned pie. It glistens like honey on top of the slightly crispy crust.
He is in a room to the south. I shall have Cherry show you the way.
Just yell if you need anything, Casa.
Kozlo gives a big thumbs up and then does the put his hand down over his face and becomes very serious thing.
Beep.
I just want you to form.
Oh my God.
I'm doing an insight roll for no reason other
What
than to
happened
make my
here?
cat
Yeah, my
happy.
wall's fucked up for a second. And my wall glitched out. Hang on.
I just did that roll to make my cat happy, for the record. It wasn't for anything. She likes it when the dice roll on the screen.
Sorry about that, Josh. I fucked up a wall.
Oh, good.
Oh, so for what it's worth, actually, Azrael could fix the petrification. I just looked up. Greater Restoration covers it, but that would take a diamond. And
Oh, so
we would
Cherry went the
literally
wrong
never
way.
do
Lol. Cherry goes around.
that.
I'm so confused.
Are you lost?
This is
Yes.
a temporary establishment. Cherry gets lost a little easy. Meep.
She gestures you along, just quietly meeping. She points down to the south.
Ah,
A white kobold looks at you. He's guarding a door.
my queen. What do you wish?
Kozlo will just gesture at the door.
Ah, of course, of course.
He opens the door, and sitting inside a cave, on a bed of filthy straw is a familiar face. He glances over his shoulder and looks at Sick and kind of gives a head incline and turns back. He seems to be writing something down on a piece of paper. He is equally filthy.
Can I look to see what he's writing? Like look over his shoulder?
Sure. He's writing something to, apparently, to whom it may concern. A significant danger lingers outside Maginox in the form of certain criminals. This seems like a whole letter ready to incriminate you and your crew for entirely made-up crimes. You don't know who he's sending it to, and I don't think he knows who he's sending it to either. But it seems like he's trying to snitch you out.
So, Sick Kozlo will definitely make like a show of looking at the paper, looking back at Tuugum, kind of rolling his/her eyes, and then holding out the pie towards him.
What's this? He looks up at Sick. The fuck is this?
Kozlo will make a face that just is like, it's fucking pie, you idiot, but not say anything. Like the sort of like gestures at pie is obviously pie.
Oh. He takes it. Oh shit. Oh, this actually looks pretty good. He starts digging in.
Step out as though that I am leaving.
Oh, thanks. Oh man, these cherries are huge. Oh, it's making a mess. Let me look at the rolls for this. A creature that ingests this poison must make a DC 17 con save. If the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the creature crystallizes and is instantly petrified. Okay, DC 17 con save. And he fails by 5 or more. And Tuugum begins to slowly crack over. And that's the last thing you hear from the bard before he becomes a pillar of crystal, sitting down cross-legged in the middle of eating a plate of cherry pie. A fork is being held in his hand and slowly coming towards his mouth, but it'll never reach. Oof. I call this Hungry Man.
Oh my god, that's incredible, because now we can put whatever random shit we want on the plate to make it look like Tuugum's eating like actual shit. Oh, this is perfect. This is going to go prominently on display somewhere.
The new kobold toilet. What do you mean?
Kozlo will reach over, grab the letter that he was writing, pocket it, and then just step out and close the door.
The kobold just watches you go.
Did he enjoy the pie?
Kozlo will take the hat back off and become himself again.
Okay.
Hey, he seemed like he was enjoying it up until the point where he stopped moving entirely.
Sick chuckles.
Well, thank you.
Also, he was writing this letter, which looks like he was just trying to make up a bunch of shit about us and get us in trouble.
He'll show Sick the letter.
What is this? Who is he writing this to? Does he think he's just going to Maginox and drop this in mailbox and end up in lap of King of Maginox? Ridiculous.
I don't think he thinks a lot of anything anymore.
Sick throws the letter in the water.
Problem.
something that would have been an issue for you in the long run. So,
Problems. I thought that he would be useful. Only useful in eating my rations. Very well. Do you have everything you need to go bring me Peya's essence?
yeah, we're good.
Then I shall see you soon. In the meantime, I will take very good care of your kobolds. We will have big party.
Grebella nods. She's a little sad, but she nods.
Yeah, all right, boys, boys and girls, let's get moving.
Oh god. I think I found that wall. This is where I live now.
Uh-oh, hold on. Are you on the measurement tool?
Wrong.
Yeah, you're on the measurement tool.
Oh, you know why I'm on the measurement tool? Because there's a large lad here. Fucking... Yeah, don't lean on the keyboard. Yes, you're very fluffy. Starbuck.
The kobolds watch you go.
Grebella on the way out just gives the kobold at the front another look before she leaves.
Without wielding his dagger at you, he gives you a very cautious wave.
So the most important question I have, though, is what is a full-size crystalline statue of Tuugum worth in terms of like hoard value? Like, how much value does that add to Grebella's hoard?
Quite a bit, considering he's made entirely of crystal.
Yeah, like thousands? Are we talking like thousands?
Oh, definitely thousands. It might even resonate. I'm not even sure.
Oh my god, did we turn him into a resonant? Oh my god.
Combine him with a weapon. Now Tuugum is a sentient weapon. He's back, bitches!
Oh god, I love and hate that idea.
And then throw that weapon into a volcano.
Or is he a Borean shard? Oh my god. We can power an airship with his ass.
Oh my god!
More like a Borean shark.
Shark!
Hey,
where do you guys go from here?
Well, we're already down in the caves. Do we go to Vicaris?
Yeah, Grebella would want to stop somewhere to talk to you two before we got to Vicaris.
Where did you want to go?
I think the general idea is on the way to Vicaris, but we will have a conversation while on the way.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Right. One moment, please. Find the right scene here. Right, one moment. Would you all prefer to use Kozlov's teleport to get down there, or would you prefer to walk? Kozlov's teleport will take you to the Obsidian Halls.
That's probably better, yeah.
Yeah, and we could just have a quick conversation in that case before we head in.
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good.
I always forget about the
leyline magic.
As you all traverse the halls, the caves, to head back to your den to do some quick teleporting to the obsidian halls, you can all discuss 6-6 interest in retrieving the Fire Lady Peya's essence. Feel free to discuss before we throw you into the obsidian halls, but you will appear after you teleport in the office of the school teachers.
For the record, I'm not thrilled about the Peya thing. I'd rather go after something bigger and scarier than her, but at a certain point, arguing with the dragon isn't gonna go well.
She kind of looks at the two of you for a reaction.
Oslo is clearly not excited about double crossing Peya. I guess it's not really double crossing, but going after Peya is not something that he's very excited about, just because she's been very useful before and generally good to us.
So, who is the other option? Some Fire Lord?
Yeah.
It sounded like going to the literal plane of fire, which is probably not a great idea.
Oh.
Or we'd have to, summon it from the plane of fire. Either way, it's gonna be toasty.
Yeah, the Fire Lord that Vicaris pledged himself to receive his powers, and the Obliteratus, exists in the plane of fire, and is not manifested on the material plane.
What if we asked Peya for some of her essence? As a reward for helping Vicaris or something?
What do we tell her we need it for?
That's where I think it would get suspicious real fast.
What do you need these 5 gallons of blood for, anyway?
I don't know. She knows that Kozlo likes blowing things up.
Yeah. It's a thought. It's a backup plan. For now, I just want to see what happens while we're down here and then make decisions based on that.
Yeah, I guess we don't have any, real urgency on this.
Yeah. I kind of want to see what the Vicards think they're going to do now and...
Yeah, we haven't checked in with them in a bit.
And see if they're willing to ally themselves with Maginox, because that'd be a big boon for you.
Yeah.
And, tell them just maybe don't fuck with dragons no more. Right?
And she smiles awkwardly, knowing that that's probably not gonna go over well.
A girl can dream.
Well, I suspect that Peya doesn't care that much about dragons, right? It's like all the other people.
Yeah, they suffered quite a bit of loss, including one they apparently didn't know about for a long time. At my hands.
She says the weird, it's me, but it's not me.
No, Grebella. At your claws.
Ah, yes, claws.
Ah, yes.
I mean, it does sound cool to become more of a dragon. My reborn stuff really isn't going nowhere, and even if for some reason Narcissa did have my mom's soul, what would they do? She wants to help the soul rest. I don't want to do nothing to it or bring her back. That would be weird. But for the record, Azrael, I obviously still care about reborn rights and making sure we ain't getting messed with.
Azrael,
whether it's this way or not.
Azrael, if you had Grebella's mom's soul, why would it be weird to bring her back? Then she'd be back, and Grebella would be happy, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
If Narcissa would let us know.
Well, Azrael has a pretty good idea that they're not powerful enough to bring somebody back who's been dead that long. Yet. But that's okay, Grebella. I don't really care about reborn rights. I don't think I'm really a reborn. Everybody keeps saying I am, but I don't think that's true.
Well, I still don't want people like you, or reborn adjacent or reborn, to have to deal with this bullshit.
Well, either way, we definitely need to make sure that the Obliterata stays locked up.
Yeah. That's the other reason I want to come down here is I don't want to take something like that by force or lock it down by force, but the Vicards are going to be stupid.
So should we ring for Paya?
Yeah, probably.
She'll be the best one to talk to get an understanding of what's going on down here.
Paya!
We can just figure out the rest of it later.
As you teleport onto the circle that crosses the ley line in the obsidian halls, the Borean shards to the east glow brightly, channeling the magical essence of Arctis and manifesting you here without a hair messed on your head, though Paya is nowhere to be seen.
Oh well, we tried.
I just have to grab something real quick. I'll be right back.
No problem. The hallway of the west wing of the obsidian halls is a familiar sight to you. Ezreal, roll perception for me. There are muttered voices coming from all of the doors, but you can't really tell which one may or may not be Paya's. You do know this to be a place of learning, so it makes sense that some of these doors may have students or classes going on as we speak.
Or they're having an intruder drill because it's locked.
That door is locked.
What?
This one is actually unlocked. Sorry, you can click it again.
Oh, this is where we hung out last time.
You hung out with Paya in this room while she told you a little bit about Narcissa and her history as a lich. However, there are no students here, and the place is relatively messy.
Security around here is really lax.
Or something's happened.
Really, can I?
So I'm gonna pause it real quick. Azrael, do you open the door?
Oh dear.
To this room. One moment. A slight change of music here.
I found Paya.
No.
As you open the door to this room next to Paya's office, it appears that you have walked in on a relatively important meeting. The Magmancer herself, Paya, stands at the very south of the room, flanked by two Vicaris guards. To the west, you see a familiar face. It's Volka, one of the guards that you befriended on your initial journey down to Vicaris. She is standing next to Charlindra, who is fidgeting nervously at the table. I'm gonna give Charlindra her name back.
How did Charlindra get back here? What the shit, Charlindra?
Because she knows the leyline stuff.
Does she?
I thought she did.
We
sent her through it.
She does not know how to teleport.
But we did send her back here.
Annalie stands at a table on the east side of the room. The earthworm Medusa, looking rather sharp in a purple dress, the earthworms on her head wriggling slowly back and forth. There is a new figure that is flanked by a multitude of short dwarven lads. The Duergar are a new sight for most of you, and are pale, bluish gray-skinned dwarves with white eyes and especially pallid skin. The three in the back have crude hooks for hands, while two that are flanking the stony emissary are dressed more for war. Powerful sheets of armor protect them from head to toe. The emissary in the center looks like she is fashioned more out of a single piece of obsidian than anything else, and is closer to a living rock than anyone else here. Her skin is as dark as these obsidian stones, and her hair is sharp flecks. She is a stark contrast to Peya, who is like roiling lava at the south part of the room. The two women seem to be arguing back and forth in loud, echoing, and ethereal voices, and they both stop very abruptly when Azrael opens the door. There is a very awkward pause.
Azrael waves. Found you.
Grebella will peek her head in.
Instantly, the three dwarves in the back pull out their weapons and raise clacking claws at Azrael. They grow.
Oh, well, that's not necessary.
Peya holds up a hand. One second.
I think Grebella's just gonna step in front of Azrael, which I did on the wrong side. There we go.
Stay your
really
hand.
on rough times.
Stay your hand. They are friends. Welcome. Please, come in. Join us. We were in the middle of a discussion about Vakaris. Your timing is fortuitous.
Grebella will make her way to over by Charlinda.
Charlindra gives you a very nervous look.
Gives her a little side hook and props herself up near her.
Kozlo will hang out next to his old drinking buddy.
Volka looks like she wants nothing more than to have a drink now. Peya clears her throat and gestures for Annalie to speak. Annalie nods at all of you in turn. Thank you very much for joining us. We were just discussing, and then she is rudely interrupted by the emissary. One sec.
Unless they are here to give us any information about our missing people, then they are useless.
Annalie looks apologetically over at the emissary and back to you.
But are you talking about us?
I didn't quite understand what she said.
Yeah, that voice is a little hard.
Oh, sorry. I probably won't use that. She had said something about her missing people, and she wanted them returned. I'm gonna move the emissaries. Thank you for joining us. This is Emissary Sida. Sida is from, well, the Earth Ganassi. Sida places a hand over her obsidian chest and bows slightly. Sita has come to see about the rumors plaguing Vakaris. She looks at Grebella, Azrael, and Kozlo. It's good that you are here, as you have a first-hand account as to what has happened, and what happened to the Regent Lord of Vakaris. The emissary quirks an eyebrow at all of you and says, "Is there something that you can provide that I don't already know? The only thing I want is to know where my people are. We have been working with you for some time, Vakarans, and all we have known is that our people have been imprisoned within Lavare. We want them freed." Annalie looks at all of you, understanding this position. Whoever or whatever Earth Ganassi or elementals that were in Lavare are probably already dead to the Blood Hag. And Sita is looking for them to be freed, but there are no Earth Ganassi that are left. And any that may have been a part of Sita's lands may be a part of your group. But
we only had the one Earth Ganassi that came back with us, right? It was
I think we had
specifically,
a
what's her
couple.
name?
Mhm.
I thought those are all Fire Ganassi.
they're mostly Fire Ganassi.
Because
So you had like one Earth Ganassi.
I
We
know,
had like one
and,
Earth Ganassi, but he was infected. I remember
Mhm.
that and died.
and then we had the thief lady that stabbed the shit out of me.
And you know
Yeah.
that the Blood Hag was experimenting on both the fire and the Earth Ganassi to see whatever the oil creature would stick inside of them.
Oh,
So the
Grebella
Blood
kind of-
Hag was experimenting on both Earth Ganassi and Fire Ganassi in bulk to see which one would take to the parasitic oil better. But it seemed to have a different effect on each of the people. But now it seems like the Blood Hag, as the Regent Lord of Vakaris, was jailing people in Lavare in order to experiment on them.
Big shock there.
But now, the emissary of that people is here wondering what has happened, and why are the people that are imprisoned simply not freed?
Well, the one Earth Genasi that I think, still lives and was not infected, kinda works for me now. She tried to kill me, but now we're friends, it's fine.
Grebella smiles awkwardly.
Sita looks at you very flatly and frowns.
I don't know if that was your doing or somebody else's that sent them against the king. But she ended up there, and well, part of that was our doing, because, I mean, she did try to kill the king, and she did try to kill us. But once we found her and saw what was going on in Lavare, obviously we took as many people out of there as we could.
It is no doubt that someone attempted to kill your king, considering the cruelties he was performing upon my people. But now, I demand justice.
Does she not know about the Blood Hag?
She looks at Paya.
Paya shakes her head. It is clearly very complicated. And ultimately does end up with the fact that, yeah, Vakaris just fucking let this fly forever.
Well, for the record, the Blood Hag was running Lavare and being the person sending people there. was running experiments on the fire in Earth Genasi.
And not only are you cruel, then you are fools. If this blood hag, or whatever it was impersonating your king and you could not see through it, then none of you are fit to rule this land.
Hey, Kazo, come here. Go stand in front of our little emissary friend and show her what you can do.
Do what?
I said go stand in front of our little emissary friend and show her what you can do.
Which one's the little one? They're all very large.
She's big, you're the little one. Come here.
Waves you over.
Take a very nice look at this very beautiful lady.
Kozlo, like,
Who are you?
I'm Kozlo Greenfinger at your service. Or am I?
and then he puts on his hat and makes himself look like Saida.
You immediately look like the emissary, and she wrinkles her nose a bit. Are you mocking me? What is this?
No, we are just showing you how easy it is to fool people.
A simple illusion, and that you let this go on for how many years, Peya?
Kozlo will take the hat back off and step back over to the side, like, wow, I got way more involved in that than I really wanted to be.
This
Azrael
woman
leans over with thumbs up. Good job, Kozlo.
This
Nailed
woman
it.
used to steal people's faces. Are you not familiar with how this woman operated before you place blame against the Vicarans over and over again? Like hitting your head against a wall that we all see you hitting your head against the wall.
They were too cowardly and favored the fire Ganassi. They wouldn't question the cruelty of their leader, who was constantly sending...
We're not talking about the leader. I'm talking about the blood hag that was experimenting on your people. Are you aware of what she was capable of?
I understand that she was a magic-wielding witch, no more.
She ripped my face off, brought it back to life, and attempted to steal it, much like she did many other people. She was not some little witch. She drained the life out of many Vicarans and other people that ended up in those lands. I would be more than welcome to fetch some of them from Maginox, where some of them are happily working on a new life, far away from the terrors that they experienced. I have been blessed.
And she takes off her dragon mask that she's been wearing this whole time.
To have had my face returned to me via someone much more powerful. Many of your people were not so lucky. This disease that she experimented with is not something Vicaris would have generated on their own, as it was harming their own fire elementals and people as well. This witch, this blood hag, took advantage of a very precarious situation. And for you to constantly blame the Vicarans and not somebody that was going around actually harming your people, it's gonna get a little ridiculous after a while, Miss Emissary.
Kozlo will, like, slowly and timidly raise his hand.
The threat we faced, that one over there that's raising his hand, Azrael and myself, was quite the task.
And she'll look at Kozlo and kind of nod at him.
Are you gonna mention the part where the guy who was running Vicaris at the time was also the blood hag?
Yep. And if Kozlo could stand before you with just a hat and look exactly like you, imagine somebody that could literally rip people's faces off, make them alive again, and, well, assume who they were.
And you are the ones that faced this blood hag.
Yes, she is dead. Not before I lost my face for a while. It's this mask that I wear. I still wear it because Kazu made me something very nice to wear while I didn't have a face. But many people here could tell you, including Miss Orlando, who I'm very close with, that until a few days ago I did not have a face after battling her. Her magics are much more grotesque and stronger than you are chopping up a simple witch to be. If anything, what this woman was capable of, and the disease she was experimenting with, should be what you're focusing on. That was mistakes and things that the Vakarids did, while thinking they had a leader.
I mean, the guy was pretty much just telling him to do all that, and he was the guy in charge, but he was the blood egg. And now she's dead, and he's been dead a while, I guess.
Sita is quiet for a moment, and then lifts her hand. Regardless, untold cruelty against the Earth Ganassi has been committed under the watch of Vakaris.
But it was not done by their hand.
My people lost their lives to this blood hag. People who were thrown into Lavare only to be experiments for this witch as she wielded poisons that seeped into Arctis.
Do you know where they came from?
She glances up at Peya and back down at you. The Vakarans have known we've been battling this illness for some time. Yet they barely lift a finger in aid.
Yes, because they had one person that wanted it to spread that was in charge, masquerading as their old leader. You're literally describing the plot of the bad guy here. Nobody here, including Miss Annalie and Miss Peya, who are understanding and sympathetic of Earth and Fire, wanted such things. And they are not to blame. If a simple, we'll call it parlor trick if you want, that Kazu could do right in front of you could fool you for even a moment, you can imagine somebody with the power to let something fester and spread being in charge. I can guarantee Miss Peya and Miss Annalie here want nothing more than to face whatever this virus, this sickness is amongst your people. The fact that it was a wall divided because of this blood egg for so long isn't either of their faults. As much as I'm sure, well, I would want to step up and help now.
She kind of looks at the two ladies.
Then we formally request of Vakaris to assist us in eradicating the last remaining bits of the living oil. No trace of it should remain to infect either of our people ever again.
I think you're gonna hear an argument against that.
Peya nods. Annalie looks back at Sita. Please, will you excuse us for a moment? I believe Grebella has made a wonderful point. Sita actually appears to agree, and she will step out with all of her sidekicks for just a moment.
Sorry, I figured I could sass her more than you guys could.
Volka lets out a breath that she has just been holding for like 20 minutes.
I figured a neutral party could illustrate that she was harping on things that, well, she could harp on all day. Who wasn't going to be able to undo it.
Volka looks at Kozlo. I swear, I thought those dwarves were going to draw maces anytime.
Kozlo, like, points down at his bag where a giant bomb has been sitting the whole time. And it's just like...
I wasn't worried.
Why, that got tense. Aya looks like she is just thinking, and Annalie just looks nervous, but looks up at Grebella and says calmly, "Thank you. I fear that if you weren't here to, say what you said, things could have really gotten heated."
Yeah, apologize for not being here sooner. Crap has just been hitting the wall over and over again upstairs.
She looks over at Azrael. What was that, Azrael?
Oh, I thought you were making a joke because you said things were getting heated and we're in Vicaris.
She smiles. Oh, I forget I just make puns for the students all the time, and they just kind of happen. And no, Sita came looking for justice, for vengeance. Her people have suffered for quite some time, and I can see where her anger is coming from. She feels like since the living oil has affected the Earth Ganassi people at a much higher rate than, well, the Vicarans.
Well, and you having somebody in charge that was like, yeah, whatever, and letting it happen was because they wanted it to happen. Now, we can at least try to come up with a solution together. Soon.
As Sita was coming, I made some preparations to look more into this living oil ever since you brought it up. It seems like it was a fissure, something that the Earth Ganassi had ran into. It was touched by something called the Slow. Are you familiar with this?
Oof.
Are we familiar with the slow?
Yes.
Kaamos?
No. Not
We've heard
really.
the word, but I don't think we've been told what it means.
Yeah.
Grebella will shake her head no.
The Slow takes the form of a magical blue lava that has the tendency to cause magic to behave in strange and erratic ways. Arctis being a land of magic, unfortunately, where the Slow creeps into, it can cause unknown chaos. It is my suspicion that this living oil has been touched or infected by the Slow and has gained its own type of sentience. But it seems like this blood of the earth, whatever the blood hag was able to control with the power of Lavare and the people within it, well, she didn't see it to fruition. Who knows what her plans may have been for this infected oil.
Yeah, I don't imagine she left much about it behind, did she?
But it is no small feat to manipulate the blood of an elemental. It seemed like her cravings for blood magic coming from those from the material plane was waning. Looking for ways to expand her power, I could understand if she was looking for something that could both be used as a type of blood and infect others, to whatever ill will she would want to use it for. Now we still have to deal with the fact that the living oil still exists in one way or another, and we need to figure out a way to get rid of it in order for the Earth Ganassi to not continually become ill. that is where we will stop the session for today. As you are all back in Vakaris, and a lovely meeting with an earth elemental has told you a little bit about, well, the fallout and the problems that the blood hag was using, experimenting with this oil and using it as a way to infect the Earth Ganassi populace. And the Fire Ganassi populace as well, if she could. But it also, you are aware that this oil infects the guardian of the vaults of Vakaris. But you don't know what exactly it will do. But anyway, that is where we will stop for today. I hope you all had a good time talking with Sik, doing dragon stuff. I am half ready for you all to just start, like, we're gonna get a surprise round on Paya. And I'm like, oh, all right.
Don't forget, we petrified Tuugum, the most important thing that
happened. And you petrified
tonight.
Tuugum. That's right.
Yeah. Grebella doesn't want to box up Paya in any way, shape, or form. Plus, it would just keep the Vakarans in upheaval, so she's going to look for as many other solutions to that problem as she can.
Very good. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope to see you all next Monday. Thank you for playing. And I hope Grebella puts Paya in a box so she can gain a fly speed and dragon wings.
I want that. I don't want to hurt Paya, so it's like, Paya,
don't
do you have
worry,
any,
it's just a little imprisonment.
Anybody on your shit list, Paya? Can I help?
Look, if I have learned anything from Baldur's Gate 3, it is that there is a social solution to this problem. You just have to pursue it for like a slightly lesser reward that actually ends up being a better reward later, and you don't have to kill anybody, and everybody's happy.
Yes. Hopefully. I don't know. It doesn't look
or
good
you can go full Dark Urge. Like, that's also fine, but like,
Grebella goes to the plane of fire and
no matter what.
Eats the Lord of the Vakarans, and they all instantly lose their resistance to fire, and then they just all die. Done. Sorry. Game over. That's the Dark Urge ending. Yeah. No tieflings. No gnomes. No goblins. All death.
Paya, do you have any family members that you hate? Just asking for reasons.
Just asking for... Yeah, you're just gonna have to take a real quick trip down Inferno Lane and straight into the plane of fire.
Yeah. Maybe we could summon one of those giant lizards again. Put that in here.
Oh God. Yeah, just trick Sik. Just give her a fake powerful elemental. Light a candle, put it in there. We'll tell.
Fine.
Alright, everybody.
What about this? Can you use this?
Can you use this fire? What about this bonfire? What about this?
Nope. Brings her 40,000 powerful fire things, but it's still not Paya.
No, bring me the heart of the Magmancer.
David. Hey, Paya, can I borrow you?
God.
No.
I look forward to your decisions. If you follow the Dark Urge, or if you, follow the normal urge. But either way, thanks for playing tonight. Enjoy your cookies. I'm gonna get some too and enjoy them this week. And I will see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Ciao.
Night. All right. And that is it for Kaamos today. Whoa. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch our shorts and our funny moments over on Play Arctis. We've got shorts. They're like a minute long. They're the best parts of the session. Catch up on the lore and the full VODs at Arctis DD on YouTube. And I'm your DM's Arena. Hey. Thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for the raid, Game Master Eric. Hope you had a great session too. Thank you so much. Welcome, Raiders. Slaprog. See these nuts? Damn it. Isn't Cider, yeah, name's Cider, Insider, yeah. Goose, what's up? Lebu, hey, hey, hey. It's currently hot in the south. It sure is. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining. And I'll see you on Wednesday for Ascended. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.